Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Chosen Podcast. My name is Mark.
And I am Daniel.
And welcome back to this episode. How are you, Dan? How's it going?
I'm doing well, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just to let you guys know at home that we are currently filming this now at my place with the football on.
We sure are, because for some unknown reason, we've managed to record at the same time as England yet again.
Yet again. It's like we're not watching the World Cup,
We
mate.
just
Do you know
don't
what I mean?
care about the
No.
football. We can confirm England are currently 3-0 up.
Yeah.
So looks good for the quarters.
They're doing quite well. They're doing very well.
They're doing better than me, who turned up at Mark's with all the equipment and left my laptop at home. So, that's quite a vital bit of equipment that we need. But there we go.
It's very vital. But we're here now and we're about to get going. So, Daniel, I have a few notes today.
Yep.
That, with this episode, I've got a few random questions to ask. And again, guys, play at home. Comment in the comments below about your answers to these questions. All right, so I'm just going to kick it off.
Let's go.
Okay, so nice and easy. First and foremost, if you were to ever learn a new skill, Daniel, what would it be?
To learn a new skill.
What would it be, my friend? I've always thought about learning a new language.
Oh, really? Okay.
That would be mine.
No,
Spanish.
I struggle with English. I couldn't be bothered to learn another language, to be honest. Do you know, maybe like probably along the lines of sort of like video editing, things like that, and on the same sort of rough thing, like music producing. I think all those things
We've had
would
this
be,
conversation before. Yeah, I think you'd be quite good at it.
I think all those things are quite. Oh, you'll be quite talented to do them.
Yeah, definitely. It's a skill you have to study.
Yeah. I mean, you got to put hours into it. Yeah.
But so, what would you focus on? Would you focus more on the video side of things or the music side of things?
I think if you gave me a choice, I can do one or the other. Video editing more than music. But I'd love to. I've said it to you before. I'd love to record something music wise. I can't sing, can't rap, can't do anything, but I'd still love to do it, just as a why not?
Yeah.
One thing to do before you die. Record a song.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't sing, but there are ways around.
Of course.
Things,
There's loads of people that can't sing and make good.
Well,
music,
yeah,
do you
good
know what I mean?
point.
So, but what I like about you, Dan, is that I think you're the type of person to, if there's a new skill out there that you have a slight bit of like investment in, or a slight bit of interest in, you're gonna want to try and do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I rate that. I really respect.
But it's kind of that saying though, isn't it? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I do.
You know,
I jump from
that,
thing to thing.
Having said that though, there's a whole second half of that paragraph that no one talks about.
Go on, what is it?
I don't know. see, if I knew this was coming up, I would. Do you know what? Let me find that now. I'll ask you the second question, right? So yours would be film editing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine would be learning a new language. I think that's pretty cool.
And what would it be? Spanish?
Spanish. Something about the Spanish culture, Spanish language, I think is really
I think
really
if
cool.
I was to learn a language, I would go with something like South Korean. Or is it just Korean? Do North Korea and South Korea? Is it the same language?
I could be completely mistaken, but it could be just Korean.
It might just be Korean.
There's obviously different. They speak,
different dialects, isn't it? So I think I'd go Korean / South Korean if it's split.
Yeah, Jack of all trades, full quote. Here we are.
Let's see.
Let's have a look.
Because I've never heard the second bit. I thought you were joking when you said
no.
When you said that no one talks about it, and then you went, well, I don't know. I thought that was the joke. I thought that was like your punchline. I was like, how's he set that one up?
Wait, I'm gonna try and find it now. Let me. Oh, I'll be here all day.
Yeah.
I'll find it and then I'll get up later on. So my second question to you would be, who is your biggest YouTube inspirations that not only have like influenced you to do, or for us to do the Chosen Podcast, but also for Twitch or like the YouTube stuff that you would do. Sorry, England just was on the attack. Kane was down.
Kane nearly scored. That made me want to do Twitch. I think if I had to go like a general person, I would say Roman Atwood. Because I watched Roman Atwood for years. He done daily vlogging for years.
Is it the guy who does like pranks
the
and stuff.
pranks and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
But he done like family vlogging, and he done it every day. And I remember he got to like 500 days or something. Where it's like every single day there'd be a video.
yeah. Wow.
Um, but the funny thing is, I found myself being, 26, 27, 28, watching a guy vlogging about his family, and I used to think this is quite weird. You're like an adult watching another adult. It's so weird, but I think it was more the stuff he done
Mm.
rather than like watching for his family sort of thing. He would drive buses into ponds and things. It's like,
It's like random stuff, right?
yeah, and I think that's what I enjoyed more, and the pranks he sort of played on his wife and those things.
Yeah.
Um, but in terms of like streaming, that's tough, man. I think Shroud. Do you know who Shroud is?
I've heard of Shroud before.
So Shroud was like a PUBG streamer, and
Mm.
obviously I was big into PUBG. He was the one that made me want to stream
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, this is cool. But I learned a very quick lesson that it's not as easy as it looks. You look at people and they're sitting talking to a camera and they've got 10,000 people watching them, and you think, I can do that.
Mm.
It's so different though. It's like trying to be found is so hard.
So it's more of the element of trying to get discovered.
Yeah, because there's so many people who are well worth watching, but find them. Try and find them.
Yeah.
It is so hard.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
think the
difficult.
percentage of people who make it in those sort of games is like
Oh, it's mad.
probably 0.5%. It's nothing,
Well, yeah, judging by how many people are up, wanting to do Twitch or on there, but it's small.
Yeah.
So
But,
yeah,
but I would say Roman Atwood
Roman
mainly,
Atwood, yeah, okay.
because he's now does a podcast and things, and
Mm.
we obviously didn't come up with a podcast through him, but
No, but he does all that stuff.
he
now,
does
yeah.
that now. Yeah.
I think for me, I think as someone who I've always admired on YouTube is, I think, two people. One more recent than the other for different reasons, but I think Markiplier. Do you know
Yeah,
him? The
I know the
American
name. Never
American
watched
YouTuber.
anything. Yeah.
I think his creativity. He does a lot of game stuff,
Okay.
but the odd occasion, especially sort of more nowadays, is sort of more high end productions of like episodes of stuff that he does. And I think it's just quite clever that he's built this. He's dedicated his life to this channel, and it's very clear and one, how many videos he's done,
Yeah.
how many subscribers he has, and the content that he's producing now, due to the money that he's making, he's investing back into his channel. Like, and he just seems like a really genuine guy. So I really respect, and he has a lot of love for his fans, and which I think I admire. I remember watching him when he's so young, man.
Really.
And I don't watch him much anymore. Pardon me. I don't watch him much anymore, but I do admire the odd video that comes out. I go, yeah, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think the other person is a guy called Casper Side. Do you know Casper Side?
I think you've mentioned this person to me a few times. I've still never seen anything.
What I really admire about him is his genuine approach
Okay.
to his videos. His genuine approach to his fans. He does a podcast as well.
Okay.
He seems quite genuine on that, and he's the type of YouTuber. I think he works hard in what he does, but he does what he wants to do.
Okay.
Doesn't fit a grain. He doesn't fit like he needs to do this in order to hit a demographic of people. Or he just does what he wants to do. He does it well, and if people are there for the ride, they're on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And it's really cool to see. It's really like it's quite inspiring actually. His podcast, which is very interesting. He's got all these like very different guests on, like a different array of guests that range from Yvette Fielding. Do you know Yvette Fielding, who done Most Haunted?
Yes,
years ago program.
Yeah. I was never into it. I told you last week.
No,
anything
exactly,
horror wise, no thanks.
Not about it.
Drop me out.
Yeah. So Yvette Fielding to current YouTubers to random people that got just insane stories about themselves. Like, so it's a different array of guests that doesn't really sort of need to again fit a demographic to go, oh my god, Casper Sart's got this person on. It's like, no, if he wants to talk to this person, he'll just go and do it, and the episode will come out as good as it can be, and with that sort of genuine approach. So I would say he's one of my favorites to watch anyway, and he's fun. He is quite funny. To be fair.
I think some of the YouTubers, they make so much money, like Mr. Beast.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that guy is
stupid
just
amount.
ridiculous. But the thing I like about him is you can tell he doesn't do it for the money,
Yeah,
and I think that's what makes him so likable.
yeah. Well, I think last time I heard that he throws a lot of his money that
Mm.
he makes back into his
It always
content.
goes back in.
It
Well,
just circles round,
from
right?
what he says, you know.
Yeah,
So I think someone offered him $1 billion to buy his channel, and he said no.
yeah.
I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. Of course, he's not doing it
I
for
mean,
the
if you're
money.
there for the money, you take the
Otherwise,
billion.
I'd be like,
Sure.
I'd have taken it for 10 million.
Yeah.
$1 billion is
Yeah.
nuts money
Mental money, man.
for a YouTube channel, which he
Yeah.
probably started in his bedroom or something.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I
From
don't
like
know.
however many years ago, crazy. By the way, that jack of all trades thing is the full phrase is a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Meaning it's a
Okay, yeah, yeah.
compliment. So at least you might be a jack of all trades, but you'll be a master of at least something. Do you know what I mean?
I disagree, but you know, okay, I get your point.
Trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better. Oh,
Mm.
better than a master of one. So you're better than someone who masters just
Just
one
masters
thing.
one thing.
You're an all-rounder.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Which I would say I'm a bit like that.
Yeah, I'd
All,
say
all
that.
round. I like to try everything.
Yeah, you dip your toes in a lot of stuff.
But I think the problem with me is I feel like it's sort of ADHD is I get well involved until the next thing comes along.
Oh, then you
And then I drop it
and
and
then
I'm
you're
on to
off.
the next thing. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's so weird the way my mind works.
or your equipment's up. What's going
Yeah,
on?
yeah. Like the amount
Where'd
of
you
money
go?
I invested in Twitch equipment and things, and then just now it all sits in
No, it just
boxes and
sits
stuff.
there,
You know, it's
yeah,
crazy.
well,
I had 4 monitors at one point.
mad.
I still have them, but they're not all up now. But
Yeah.
you know, Stream Decks and Go XLRs, which done all the volume. Like it's crazy money I spent on it to then just not do it.
That's mad.
It's crazy.
We
But
have-
even with the podcast stuff, man, like I can't help myself. Every week I'm buying something different. I can't
yeah,
help it.
Yeah.
So the mic stands this week,
Yes.
the blue cable this week. You know, like I can't help but spend money.
Yeah.
It's really not a good trait.
Yeah.
And then I'm like a week after payday where I go, oh my god, I need to slow down.
Fucking
It's
hell,
like,
yeah.
there's nothing left. I'm in trouble here. So yeah, there's a bad trait, but no. I think honorary mention to the back to the YouTube subject, the Sidemen.
Yeah.
I think you can't leave the Sidemen off any sort
Yeah,
of
I
list.
think you're
to
right.
be honest.
Do you know what I think about them? Because if you look back at the content, it was good for what YouTube was at the time, but it is shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But the moves that they have made with the company and the foundations that they built, you cannot fault that.
I agree.
You cannot fault that at all.
All the like XIX vodka they've got, haven't they?
Mate,
They've got
vodka, clothing,
trading cards, clothing.
They've got oh mate, so much stuff. And even in their shop, they've got all different things: iPhone cases,
Yeah.
bloody,
And they've
mate,
got their
everything.
Side. It's called.
Side.
Have you ever
Of
tried?
course-
Have you
no,
ever
I
tried it?
haven't.
No.
I need
Obviously, I don't eat.
no,
But no.
yeah. I
Um,
need to go and try it, but I think it's something you can only order. It's not something that it's not a shop that you
I
can. go
don't
to
think
and
it.
get.
I don't think it's a shop.
No.
They might have pop-up shops, but I think it might be more
Yeah.
ordered. Yeah,
I think it's pop-ups rather than like
than an actual
the
shop.
actual like
yeah,
you
yeah.
can go there and eat and sit down. Yeah.
Because Mr. Beast did something similar in America, didn't he? Beast
Yeah.
Burger.
Beast Burger.
Yeah, and I think that's all
He's got
over
he's
the
got
place.
restaurants now, but I
Oh,
think
is he? Is it restaurants?
I
Is it?
saw a podcast of him say that he once I think it was in lockdown that he taught or he sent all these equipment to people that needed jobs,
Yeah.
taught them how to make them and basically sell them from their house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like that. So whether Sides is something similar, I don't know, but it looks extremely tasty. You know, pardon me, I do need to try it.
Although that's like perfectly hygienic, when you find it weird knowing someone was sending you food from their kitchen.
Yeah.
I know it's like probably
Yeah,
hygienic and everyth's fine, but I would find that
Well,
so odd.
it's like going Pizza Express knowing it's come from Brian.
Yeah.
From down the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a
With
bit
his
weird.
4 dogs,
With
he's
his
like
4 dogs,
chain
kids
smoking.
crying, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your pepperoni pizza
I
sauce.
was gonna say, so
Yes.
yeah, I would find that a little bit odd, but you know, each to their own and stuff, I
Oh,
suppose.
of course. I mean, business wise, I think it's a win-win for a lot.
Well, there
of
was the
people, isn't
guy that was, I think he had a 5-star restaurant.
it? Oh, I think you know what you're gonna say.
Did you know the guy? And he was running it from like his shed or
Sheds,
something.
yeah.
That's nuts.
That is crazy.
And he'd got all like the top health ratings and things, didn't he? That is
Yeah.
mental.
But he done it to see if he could do it.
I think it was just for a video,
just for a
wasn't it?
video,
Yeah.
It was, who was that again?
I don't know the name of the guy. I never knew who he was. I just remember seeing it.
I can't remember now.
I know that was wicked. But leading on to another video totally different thing. But have you seen the video of the guy that built the like bomb shelter underneath his house?
Oh yeah.
That is incredible. That guy. I looked at that and I was like, I would love to do
Yeah.
that. The amount of stuff he's got under there is nuts.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's so good.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
I would also be petrified that the roof was going to cave in.
Oh, could you imagine? Yeah.
I know they put like cement and all that stuff, but all that weight
Yeah.
on top of it, I'd be petrified.
Fuck. Yeah, you would. You just would.
Because you think if the stairs cave in, you are stuck. You're not going anywhere.
Done.
Wherever you go in, you can't dig
Yeah.
up. It's all
Yeah.
like iron and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
or steel or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You are screwed. You're stuck there.
That's scary, isn't it?
That's scary. That's a scary
That's
thought
like a
to
worst
me.
nightmare, isn't it? Bloody hell, could you imagine? You go there to be safe and you end up getting
Oh
shot.
God. You're
Oh,
down
England
there.
on the attack. Go on. Oh.
Oh, unlucky. Side
No, I
net.
thought it was it. 4 minutes extra time. We are currently at 3-0. Here we go. Yeah, no, cool. I like that. Sidemen. I completely agree. Another group I like are the Beta Squad, but I'm not necessarily inspired by them. I just enjoy watching their content.
And I kind of prefer I like Chunks. I think Chunks is cool. Nico is cool, and then the other guys are sort of like, I'd watch them because they're in the video.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in any disrespectful way.
No, not at all.
We all have
preference,
people
innit?
we prefer, don't we?
Yeah,
But,
of course. It's preference.
because Nico's another one. His content is brilliant. I
It's
think,
mad.
you know.
Crazy.
But he's also now reached that level where he can't just shoot a reaction video.
No.
People that won't accept it now.
No.
It has to be big.
Yeah.
Like running for mayor and all these things. Like you can't go now to just being an ordinary YouTuber.
No.
So I feel like some of them actually screw themselves because he's now stuck with having to come up with bangers. Whereas you can't just release something and go, well, I didn't really feel it, but it's a video.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. That's pressure,
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. But he's also not big like Mr. Beast big.
No.
Mr. Beast can afford to do things because he's that rich.
He's just
Not saying Nico isn't rich, but I'm just saying.
He's probably very well off.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Yeah.
But
no, I
Mr.
get what
Beast
you're
is
saying.
like putting together game shows and things. It's like
a
it's
different level.
unreal
It's a
money,
different
isn't it?
level. Yeah, 100%. All right, next question for you, mate. What conspiracy, if you know any, do you believe could be true?
Oh, this is. There's two. I'll give you two. But Madeleine McCann's parents killed her.
Oh.
I believe that.
Okay.
I've watched a lot of things. I think they accidentally gave her too much cowpo or whatever it was that they supposed to have gave her.
Yeah.
And disposed of her body.
Wow.
I believe.
Mm.
Controversial. Don't kill me for that one.
Or got someone to do it?
No, I think it was totally them.
Mm.
I think it was totally
Talk
the
to me more
parents.
about that because I'm interested because I think for that whole scenario I don't believe it's too fishy to.
I just feel like it's one of those things where I'd have to go back and do proper research to give you more in-depth
answers and stuff. Yeah.
I find it very odd, even back when she went missing, that you would go out for dinner in a hotel, albeit the restaurant in the same hotel. I just can't imagine you would ever leave your kids in a room on their own.
No.
Ever. I would never do it. So I just, and these are educated people. I think, wasn't he a doctor or she was a doctor or something?
Yeah,
it was like, these are educated people. They're not stupid, right? So I can't imagine why you would leave your kids. Even if you say you can see the room, you can't see the door.
No.
Can't see what's going on in the room.
They couldn't see the. I
think they were trying to say they could see the room, and I think it was the back of the room was backed on.
Oh.
But it was like here from all the way over there.
Yeah.
It wasn't
not
like close. You can't see if someone breaks in and nicks your kids. You might be able to see the window, but that's it. I think from all the things, it just seemed very suspicious. The whole thing.
Yeah.
How does a little girl just go missing and you never find her again?
Yeah,
it's really odd to me. Not saying that it couldn't happen because it probably has and probably does.
It probably does, but
there was just so many fishy things around them where it was like, it just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I feel like they drugged her to get her to sleep, not in a
but to
like
make
bad,
her
but
sleep. Yeah.
they probably gave her too much and something happened. She passed away. They went back, found her dead, and disposed of her body.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Wow.
has happened.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look a bit more into that because
But it's one of those things because you've sort of not in a route, just like sprung it on me. It's like my memory is so poor. Can't remember what I'd
I
done
get
this
that. Yeah,
morning. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like I'd have to sit here with notes and be able to say this is
This
what
is what I back it up
you know.
with. Yeah,
And
no, of
maybe we do
course.
that in a future episode. But
Yeah, 100%.
from the things I watched and the things I read, it was all a bit fishy for me.
Mm.
They were like selling books and things
Well,
on it, and it's all
see,
like
that's one thing I never
I
really.
feel like you're profiting off of this.
But why
you know?
would you ever write a? Because you have to spend time to write
Of
that
course,
book. You know,
yeah.
like however long that may take about something that's the most traumatic part of
But-
time of your life.
But I also believe, right, that if it wasn't by them, and this is horrible to say, and I don't mean any disrespect, but she was dead the same night
Right.
because I think it blew up so big.
Mm.
You're not sneaking away with a little girl when it's gone huge like that.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, so
It's true.
I know obviously the family and everyone, and I hope that by some miracle she walks back into their life. But
Yeah.
I think the chances are
Slim.
she was gone on the same night or the next day.
I kind of agree.
You
with
know,
you, if I'm honest,
which
yeah.
is very sad because she was a young girl. She
Mm.
didn't deserve anything to happen to her.
Mm.
And all that's, I feel like that's obvious though. I feel like I don't
mate,
have to say those
You don't have
things,
to say that at all. No, not at all. Not at all.
That one and this one could
Split the internet.
cause murders. But again, this is one where I don't have any facts to hand, where I can't give you any facts to hand. But
Of course, this is a pro. I just threw this at you. Says, yeah, I don't expect you to. have that.
9/11 was an inside job.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of agree with you maybe on this one a little bit.
There was loads of things that were around that was very, very suspicious. One being one of the pilots. They said he was a pilot, but he was a pilot in like really small planes.
Oh, and they got him to fly a big
So
one.
now he's flying a massive like jet or whatever you call it, plane. With however many people on board the plane, like 400, 500 people. You could argue that it's the same thing, but it's not. You know,
I can imagine
I can drive a car, but I can't drive an Arctic lorry.
Yeah,
it's not the same thing.
Yeah,
you know, there was things like people phoning their family members, but they say that the signal, you shouldn't be able to get any signal up in the clouds. But people phoning their family saying goodbye and things.
That's true.
Very suspicious.
Yeah.
But they say you can't get a signal up in the sky. Where are you getting a signal from?
Yeah, that's true.
You're going so fast that your phone wouldn't be able to connect to any mast or anything because you're going too fast.
Yeah.
So I feel like the buildings came down very easily.
Well, I was just gonna say this. I think the whole there was a few buildings that came that were around the Twin Towers that fell randomly.
Yeah.
Wasn't there? There was, I can't remember. There was another building. Again, I can't remember.
Yeah.
There was one that just randomly collapsed next to it, and this was before like anything.
But also even down to like the actual science, if you want to go like that deep, to the so all the steel beams that would have been holding the building.
Yeah.
They were saying that it couldn't have got hot enough to make them collapse.
Oh, I see.
Even the fire and all the.
Okay, right.
It wouldn't have been hot enough to collapse, and also the way it collapsed was like a controlled explosion.
Oh, okay.
Because you think the way it came down,
just came down.
It never went down. It never, So
interesting.
I think a lot of the things, but also I will add, right? Everything that happens, people can make a conspiracy theory for.
100%.
So I'm not saying anything I say is correct or true, or
well, hence why
I don't mean any disrespect to anybody. Or
no, of course.
It's just from things you hear, things you read.
Yeah.
We all choose whether we want to listen to things or not. I feel like there were so many things with those two situations where it's like.
Well, it's the one like with the plane that hit the Pentagon, right?
Yeah.
I swear they couldn't find a plane.
Yeah, and didn't it have to be so low down?
The angle was like well off.
It was something a bit nuts.
The fact
about
that you
it.
wouldn't be able to find any remnants of a huge plane hitting a building. Nah, baffling me.
But again though, not going back to I don't mean anything disrespectful. The people jumping from the buildings, man, was awful.
Oh, it's horrendous,
when you see things like that, it's
it's mad.
Yeah, because I can't imagine, and touch wood, I never have to. Like, I either burn to death or I jump from this
building,
200 or whatever 1,000 story build it
Yeah.
because I don't know how high it was.
Mm.
I can't imagine being in that mindset
No.
of do I burn to death or do I jump? It's crazy. I think it's horrible.
Could
You
you
know?
imagine? Mad.
No. I can't imagine. I think it's.
Horrendous, man. But yeah, sad time.
What about
Sad
yourself?
time.
Do you have anything that
No,
you're
I
nailed
think
on?
it's those are the main ones for me. I think that I guess the conspiracies about like alien life form coming to Earth and that sort of stuff. Do I believe that? Probably not. I think there's a lot that we don't know.
Yeah. Okay, did we step foot on the moon? That's one.
I think we did.
The only thing that
we did.
I think where it might be a lie is why haven't we done it since?
True.
Have we done it since? I don't think we have we? Have you ever seen any? If that guy stood on there first.
No, I don't think we have.
Have we? What? So why has it been? What was that? 69, I believe. It was on the moon.
Yeah,
why haven't we done it then? That's why it's a bit like. I don't know. I think we probably did, but
that's baffling.
It's one of those things. I'll be honest. I've never looked that deep into it because, without sounding rude, I just don't care.
Nah.
Like I feel like if you step foot on a different planet, what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no. I hear you. Do you believe that the Earth might be flat?
No. I think that's one of the most ridiculous things anyone's ever said. It's so stupid.
It's so. Honestly, I think.
Just think about all the satellite images you've seen and
Mate, all of it.
Oh, it's crazy. I don't even want to give that one any airtime.
No.
I think it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Have you seen the?
Like you're going to get to the end of the earth and just fall off.
Yeah.
Because now you're at the end. It's great. No, just that's.
There's a documentary on that on Netflix. Have you seen it?
No.
I can't remember.
I wouldn't even watch it, mate, because I can't. I can't
it's
give
so
these
funny,
things any
right?
time.
I reckon this was staged, right, or it's planned by the people that produced this. It was at the end, the last bit of the documentary, and they've gone through all this to say that the Earth is flat.
Okay.
And it's this moment now that they're going to prove that this statement is true.
Okay.
So a guy stands at one end of some lake, and a guy from another end, right? Like I can't remember. There's a certain amount of meters away, but can only be called on the phone and whatever. Right. So he's standing whatever there, and they have a cardboard cutout. Right. So there's a cardboard here of like 17 foot or something like that. Okay. I don't know. And there's a circle here, massive circle in there. And if you look through it, at the other end of this lake, wherever it may be, and there's another one that is, and there's a circle in that as well. If the guy holds up the light at a certain point, if the Earth is straight, he'll see it.
Okay.
Right. If it's not, if it's the curvature to the world, he won't see it. It'll be out, and he has to then lift it up a little bit more, and then he'll be able to see it because of the distance and all this sort of stuff, and the length that they were away from each other.
I still feel like it'd have to be a huge distance, though.
I think it would have to be massive.
We can't do it from one end of your room to another, and because it's not going to. It doesn't work like that. Like, it'd have to be some distance.
It might. Surely. I mean, it might be a lot further than what I'm stating.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
okay.
Anyway, so this guy goes, right, can you lift up your light, turn your light, please? He goes, yeah, I have. Oh, that's weird. Can you lift it up? And he said, and he lifts it up to the point of which you would need to see if it's curved.
Oh,
and he goes,
God.
oh, that's odd. And then
God, I've just been proved wrong.
Yeah.
That's not.
It's such a funny documentary.
There's also things like, why is a boat never fallen off the ships, all these things? Why do airplanes not see it? Yeah. And also, well, why would it benefit us if it's round or flat? Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
Who cares? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another thing. Why would if you get people like teachers or whatever, maybe educating their children, why do they need to say, oh, the Earth's round when it's actually flat? Why? What benefit do we get from telling that? None at all.
I get that. So I was I'm going to really butcher this, right? But I saw it on a TikTok the other day.
Yeah.
And it was something along the lines of, if someone could pick up the Earth, right, it would be like a snooker ball to them.
I know exactly what.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
They said it would be so smooth that you wouldn't notice any bumps in it.
Yeah. But there's like from the tallest point of the world to the bottom, there's like an 8-mile difference.
Yeah,
it's like stupid like that. And
then if you shrunk it all the way down so someone could hold it, it would be flat as anything.
Flat as anything, yeah. which is
That's fascinating.
It's
Man.
massive. Yeah,
And when I first heard it, I thought that's absolute rubbish. But then when he explained it, I was like, oh,
yeah,
actually,
yeah. I like him
what
as
he's
well.
saying
I
is
can't remember what
correct.
his name is, but he's absolutely
I think I've just
fantastic to listen
seen
to.
that one random video. I don't
Yeah,
really
no,
know
he's
who
a
he is,
very interesting man. I'll find his name out for you at some point,
yeah.
and we'll tell you. But yeah, he's fascinating. I think that fact in itself is like, oh mate, the world is an amazing place.
So do you believe in aliens?
I mean, it depends on what we call it. I think we're an alien. So
Okay, do you believe there's another species outside of
100%.
humans on a different planet?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
there's too much out there for us to be the
100%.
only.
100%.
It's
I think we're
mental.
so naive to think we're the only like,
100%.
human race that
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's
How
stupid.
can you think like even the solar system and then all the different things we're in, galaxy and all that stuff? You're telling me you think only we exist out of all these different stars and planets and everything.
Yeah.
Just we exist. Yeah? Do me a favor.
Do me a favor. I don't think any of them have come to Earth.
No.
Do not.
Look, I don't believe in aliens and flying spaceships and blah blah blah, all this sort of stuff, right? But I believe there's probably another human race on a different planet and all that sort of things. And maybe they're at different stages. Maybe some are still just dinosaurs and some, but I think it's incredibly naive to think that we are the only.
Yeah. And this vast space is fucking huge.
Oh mate, it blows my mind. That's why just a minute ago I was like,
yeah,
solar system and galaxy, like because it's massive. Like you can't even comprehend how big it is.
There's I went to go and see Brian Cox in Royal Albert Hall the other week, and he was talking about this one picture of like there was, if you look, A4 piece of paper, right, galaxies and stars and all sort of stuff, but there was a little blank bit of like down in the bottom right corner. We're talking smaller than a 5p piece, really really small. So what they went and done is they zoomed in, or sort of looked at that part of space, zoomed in so much that they could see what was in that blank area, turned the brightness up on the picture, and there was all these galaxies in this 5p piece of paper, a piece of the space, in this whole A4 piece, and there was thousands of galaxies in that one place. Imagine the whole paper, bro.
The thing for me is just imagine how much stuff we don't know about. Because we think we know everything, and it's like you don't know everything.
We know fuck all, mate.
Just imagine. I don't know. It's crazy. So no, I definitely think there's something out there. Do I think there's aliens coming to Earth? No. I don't really. But I definitely think that there's more out there. Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
And I would love for someone. Imagine someone comes visit, and they're like,
I'd love that.
And they're 1,000 years ahead of us. It'd be crazy.
Amazing.
But I don't believe there's little green aliens running around with their antennas and all that. You know?
No.
I think it's probably another human race somewhere.
Of course, yeah.
Definitely. 100%.
Talking about things that we believe or don't believe, here's another question for you. And guys, let us know what you think as well. Or what you would do. Right, someone says to you, Daniel, here is an opportunity for you, okay?
Yeah.
In front of you is a haunted house.
Okay.
Right? A supposedly haunted house.
Yep.
If you go into this haunted house, you will find out factual if the paranormal exists.
Okay.
But that means if it's true, you'll experience hauntings, you'll see a ghost, etc.
You're right.
If it's not true, you will see absolutely nothing, but you will come out with the fact that, it is what it is. You'll find the answer.
Yeah.
Are you going into that house?
No. Because I don't want to know.
Yeah, okay.
Because I would shit myself if it was true.
No.
And if I find out it was false, then I already know that.
Yeah, okay.
Or think I know that.
Yeah, it's your perception of...
No, 100% no.
Yeah.
No, not a chance. You can pay me. Nothing. I'm too scared. I don't care to admit it.
Yeah.
Don't want to see a ghost. Don't want to see some boogeyman under the bed. No thanks. I'll pass. Definitely. This ain't the Sixth Sense, mate. I don't know.
God.
What's the guy's name? Haley Joel something. And that's not me.
Haley Joel?
The actor in The Sixth Sense.
Bruce Willis?
And the little kid's called Haley Joel.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah. Haley Joel Osmond, is it? I think.
I have no idea. I
can't
remember his name.
No, definitely not.
You wouldn't?
No, because I kind of believe there's nothing, and I want to believe that. I don't want to believe there's anything. No. I feel like a lot of times, I think I said this before. I don't know if I said it on a podcast, but I remember taking my dog to be put down. and he was about 15 years old, so he'd had his life. Do you know what I mean? But I took him to be put down, and it was horrifying. I hated it every minute of it. And I remember, like, he wouldn't look at me. I'm going to get to the point in a second.
Yeah.
He wouldn't look at me, right? And I remember just feeling so guilty because it was like he knew, you know, and he was like, "I'm not looking at you. I know what you're doing to me." And I remember just sitting there, just horrified, man. And they started injecting him, and he was literally sitting to the left of me. And as soon as they started injecting him, he put his head on my arm and just looked at me, and then went asleep. And I got home, was devastated. You know, obviously all the family's crying, everyone's upset. And I think it was the next day we were just chatting in the kitchen about him, because obviously it was very upsetting. Everyone,
Of course,
we had him since
fresh,
we were
innit?
kids,
Yeah,
man.
of
You know, it was
course.
like, and I was convinced I saw him at the corner of my eye. Convinced.
Yeah.
For ages, I was like, I definitely saw him. And I took it as like, that was his way of letting me know I'm all right, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. But it took me a long time to realise he's probably just used to seeing him there. It's probably just like, he was always in the same spot.
Yeah, exactly.
So like,
Your mind sort of told you.
it's like just tricking you into the fact he's there when actually he's not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So what was the point I was making? His ghost. Yeah. So no, I just think sometimes your mind wants you to see. Yeah, I never remember my granddad telling me a story. He's passed away now. God rest him. He reckons he saw his mum.
Oh wow.
They'd moved to Spain, and he reckoned he saw his mum sitting down by their pool.
Oh wow.
For no reason.
No.
He reckons he saw her. He also reckoned he woke up in the middle of the night. So my nan and granddad, when they moved to Spain, it was in the middle of the mountains.
So
of
like
nowhere.
there's nowhere. Yeah.
Like the nearest hospital was like an hour and a half away.
Wow.
Like, if you get in trouble, you're on your own, sort of thing. And he reckons he woke up in the middle of the night, and there was a little boy standing in front of him in like a soldier's uniform, just looking at him. Jeez. And I remember saying to him, "What did you do?" He said, "Just rolled over and went back to sleep." Like, he's not hurting me, is he?
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the hell?" And it's like things like that. I think if something like that happened to me, would just absolutely freak me out for the rest of my life.
You'd be terrified, yeah.
So like sometimes I just think it's in your head. You want to see whatever you're seeing, you know.
I think there's a big cause of that. I think, and I think there is an answer to most things. Quite what your granddad saw, I have no idea. You know, I can't really judge that.
But for me, I believe that was in his head.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, exactly. I think there's one thing that's happened to me before that I can't. There's obviously an explanation as to what happened, right? But at the time, it was very like, this is mad. Yeah. So I went to go around my friend's house, and he said, "Oh, look, I've got a free house. Come round, beers, FIFA, cool."
Yeah.
I must have been about 19, 19. Something. I was quite young. Anyway, so I went round his house, and we're chilling, we're playing FIFA. Not drunk, but we're drinking, having a good time. And at this point, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and his garden backs onto the Green Park, right?
Okay.
So all that area. So he goes, "I'm gonna smoke. Do you want to come out?" I don't smoke, so I thought I'd come out of the conversation anyway. So I went downstairs with him, and outside his if you could picture the house here, right? The back door's here. Come out. We're standing here. We're kind of whispering because it's late.
Yeah.
And his kitchen comes out here. And there's like a bathroom window here and a bedroom window up top.
So sorry for anyone on Spotify because you can't see a single thing.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go to YouTube to watch this.
Yeah. I apologize. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I totally forgot about. But yeah, so that's how the house was set, and we're whispering and whatever, and all of a sudden I just hear on the window, and we both look at the bathroom window, thinking like clear as day, man, on the window, mental. I thought, shit. I'm thinking, okay, well, it's got to be something. I'm not going to sit here and go, that's bloody Michael that passed away in the house before.
What about it could have been next door?
Well, exactly, it could have been, but it sounded so close to this window that it was like, okay, right. So we're carrying on talking, whatever. And again, and I'm thinking, no, his family's come back. There are a bunch of pranksters. Someone's come in, like all this sort of stuff. And we were looking around the house. No one's there. The car's not outside. Like no one's in.
Okay.
I said to my mate, I said, look, stay here. I'm going to go to that window. I'm going to knock on it, see if I can recreate the sound to see if it's one exactly where we think it is, and two sounds the same, right? I go upstairs, I knock on the window, I come down, and he's like, mate, exactly where it was. Now, for years after that, like I truly believe I can't explain that.
Okay.
But we've already convinced ourselves that something's happened in that window. So even if I just went like that, I reckon we're already convinced that, yeah, that has to be the sound.
Yeah.
It could have come from a bit further down, or like it could have been anything, right?
Yeah.
And so we fast forward a couple of years, and that I've believed that for a long time. I thought that's a really odd thing. And I'll get to my whole point in a minute. It's a bit of a long-winded story, but I'll get to my point. I'm sitting in my bedroom in my mum and dad's house. I'm chilling. And it's in the day, summertime, but my window's ajar. It's not really open. It's ajar. And this fat bumblebee, right, flew into my window twice and went.
Oh, really?
I was like, I looked at it. The first thing I thought was like, that could have been.
Yeah,
that could not have. For years, I've been thinking it's unexplainable. And this fucking bumblebee just smashes himself into my window.
After everything.
After
all of that.
My point being is that, like you're saying, a lot of it can be built up in the head, and you can think of, you could paint this whole picture of it being something actually could be quite as simple as something simple as that.
So what I want to do is I have a friend of mine called his name's Simon. You might have met Simon.
Yeah, I have met Simon.
Yeah, you met Simon. I think it was his cousin or some family member released a book about ghosts and things. So I'd love Simon to come on here and actually talk about it, because he's got some fascinating stories.
That'd be great, yeah.
And one of the stories, I won't go too deep into it because I'd like him to say it, but it was when he was a kid, they all stayed in one room or something at his Barney's house or whatever it was. And I think they were all going to sleep or whatever. And all of a sudden, all the wind-up toys in the cupboard started going off and like just come out the cupboard. Not like walking out, but I think they just open
the cupboard.
Yeah. It's just Woody and Buzz come walking out. All right, lads. No, so apparently all these, and he said they have to be winded up. He said they're not like today's toys.
No.
So I'd love him to come on and talk about things
That'd
like
be
that.
Interesting.
But even things like that, I'm a little bit skeptical.
Well, I mean, there's so many things.
I don't know. I think a lot of it is unexplained, man. You won't know. I don't
think we'll ever know.
So do you believe in, like, when you die, you come back as something else, or do you believe your soul carries on, you follow people, all that business?
Latching onto what we've just said there, where I don't think we'll know everything. I'd like to believe that isn't it.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think there's quite a lot in the world where that kind of maybe suggests that there's something more.
Yeah.
One story being a kid from America was labeling facts about him, or in this case his past self, about him being in a regiment in the World War and all sorts of stuff, and he died here and I'm buried here and all this sort of stuff, and it ended up the facts were being true. They were true. Now,
could he have read the facts from a book?
Well, this kid was 6.
Oh, okay.
But the point being, did the mum and dad make it up?
For
some sort of reason. I'm not, because
and that's what I'm saying. I'm very skeptical with a lot of that stuff, because a lot of it's like, is it really though?
Yeah, but look, again, we won't know what's.
No, we don't know
exactly. We won't ever find out the answer. So it could be, but I think out of comfort, I'd like to think that there is something else.
But look, as we discussed before, like, death is something that really petrifies me on a daily basis. Like, just I think it's the thought of not having your conscience. That's what freaks me out. It's like, one minute we're sitting here, we're talking. In my head, I might be going, bloody hell, Mark's boring the life out of me in this podcast. You're not. But then the next minute, you're like, just nothing. That just seems so alien to me. And scares the life out of me as well. I would love to come back as a ghost, which I don't believe in, but I'd love to come back as, it's better to watch your kids and stuff, like, imagine. I don't know.
Living life growing up.
But that then stems from the whole thing of your conscience to stop it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually want to be a ghost, because you can't do anything. But
no, of course.
Is more the fact of one minute you're thinking and the next minute you're not.
Yeah.
That's really weird to me. I find that so strange. And that is one thing that
Yeah.
just frightens the life out of me.
Yeah, it's an odd thought, isn't it? The thought of like being able to see and be present, and then there's like.
But then all of a sudden,
nothing.
you're just dead.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
so weird. It's like it's alien, isn't
It's
it?
just
But
you can't really comprehend it.
but-
Can
the one thing that's guaranteed in life is that you're going to die.
you? Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things where you just got to try and wrap your head around it and get over it, sort of thing. But
don't
that's
let it affect
just
your life.
hard to do
It's
that, but-
hard to do, man. It's very hard to do. But listen, enough about that negativity. Let's get
Yeah.
to another question. What's your top 3 games of all time, mate?
top 3 games. As in video games or just games, board games,
Whatever
maybe?
it could be anything. Video games, board games, something that stood out in life that you've done or played before.
I think number 1 would be PUBG. I think you know that. Love PUBG. Well, I used to. I don't really watch it anymore or play it. But PUBG was one of those games where I must have spent, like, I think I had 3,000 hours on Xbox on PUBG. Just played it every day.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 hours a day. Used to drive my wife up the wall because I'd be shouting at it so much. So PUBG would be number 1, definitely. I think Football Manager would be up there.
Okay.
Don't have a specific year, but just in general the game.
Just the functions of the game, like
just bang Football Manager hundreds of hours every year. And do the same thing every year, may I add. Start with Arsenal, do that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Same things over and over again, but because it's got a new year, you have to buy it.
Yeah.
So I would say them. A third one. No, you've got me here. Trying to think, because if we're going to go board games and things, I was never into Monopoly or anything. You into Monopoly?
I played it a few times with family,
Yeah.
but I think once you've done it a few times, I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah.
You have your own routine if you can make it happen. If not, then
I get
you're
it.
kind of fucked. But
I'd probably have to say, like the original Pokemon games.
oh, what
You know, like Pokemon Red.
the
or
Game
Blue.
Boy?
Like Game Boy, proper
God.
old school
Old school.
Pokemon. I
Oh,
think I'd have to say
I totally forgot
Pokemon.
about that. Yeah, I think I agree.
Mate, I remember I had the original Game Boy. Then we got what were they called? SPs? Are they the ones that folded in half, or XPs, or whatever they were called?
The Game
The
Boy
Game Boy
Advance,
that,
or like,
it might be Game Boy Advance. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
the square ones.
that's them.
Yeah, I know what you.
Yeah, and then they folded in half. And I got one of them. I had a purple one, I remember, and we went away for a week down to the coast, and I lost it.
No.
And I was so gutted. For ages.
Mate.
Because look, I didn't come from a rich family, so it was, if you lost it, you've lost it.
That's done.
I'm not going to the shop to get you another one. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
And yeah, I was gutted, man.
Did you ever find it? Did you ever got
No,
one?
no, it was gone.
No, gone.
Because once we'd left where we were staying, it was gone.
So some kid went and
Yeah,
found
yeah,
that, got
so-
a G of quids in.
So either I dropped it somewhere or someone nicked it, whatever. But whatever it was, it was gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, you ain't got it anymore.
But yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, I think just from the generation we're from, we can't not say Pokemon. I think.
I
myself.
think you're right. I think it definitely like had a huge impression on me as a kid.
But can you imagine? Like, I mean, we would have collected cards. Quickly before I say that, Go-Go's has to get an honorary mention.
God,
Do you remember them?
Oh,
Go-Go's, mate. That's going back some
you
years
used
as
to
well.
collect them in the playgrounds
So
and
many.
stuff. And didn't you used to like battle for like other people?
Yeah,
and
you'd
stuff,
fight other people for
yeah.
their ones. Yeah. Oh,
But how
Go-Go's
did you
was
do
brilliant.
that? I can't remember how you did that.
Do you remember you flicked them? So
Oh, and you used to do
you'd
this
stand
thing, you used
yours
to do
up.
that.
That's it. And you'd stand yours up,
Yeah.
and they'd flick it. And if they knocked it down, they won it, and vice versa.
Yeah, I do remember.
And I remember, I'm not proud of this story, by the way. But,
Oh
but
God.
listen, I was like 10 years old,
Yeah.
so give me a break. Because I used to think I was a little rude boy in school. You know what it was like, right? And there was a guy, I don't remember his name, but I remember he brought in this massive Go-Go. It was huge.
Yeah.
And it was a complete cheat because whoever had it was winning every round.
Everything.
No one was knocking it down with a small Go-Go because it was massive, right? And I cheated somehow and got this big Go-Go off him. I think I might have just taken it, to be honest. just to be
Yeah, I
honest.
cheated him. No, I
Yeah.
fucking thieved him,
Mate,
mate.
I think I might have just jacked him, to be honest. I
Then
was
you
10.
started out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got this Go-Go right, and I went left,
No.
right, I said, No, I just took it.
I think I nicked it off him, bro. To be honest with you. But that was the ultimate cheat.
Yeah.
Like, because that would win
Oh, of
everything,
course.
you know.
You're bagging everyone's
And
Go-Go's.
just because I would probably have punched him in the head, he gave me the go-go. So,
Exactly,
listen,
yeah, right.
as I say, I'm not proud of that, but you know.
Did you keep it?
Yeah, kept it. Of course I did.
It's on your
Took
shelf
it home,
still, mate.
everything, mate. I think
It's in the frame now.
the last I remember, it was in my brother's collection.
No way.
And knowing my brother, he probably still has that somewhere.
Jokes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That is so funny.
But I was going back to the Pokemon thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we had Pokemon cards? We'd go to the shop, you get Pokemon cards,
Yeah.
you trade your mates, all those sort
Yeah.
of things. Now they are worth thousands.
Mate, they are worth incredible amounts.
I don't get it.
I
Well, I mean, I do get it, but I don't get it at the same time.
I saw a Charizard. The other
Yeah,
day.
people are buying them for like 50 grand,
What is
100 grand.
that?
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's
And you
actually-
think about all the ones that we probably threw in the bin,
Yeah.
we probably let get damaged.
Yeah.
You know, we
mate.
probably folded up to fit in our pockets.
Yeah,
and
do you know what I
whatnot.
mean?
Like,
Yeah.
It's nuts.
There's one here. Yeah. Okay, used by the way.
Okay. So probably not graded or anything.
Guess.
Is it graded?
Hang on,
Is it it is graded because I can see the
Oh, you can see.
packaging.
Yeah, it is graded. Yeah.
What is it? It's normally 1 to 10.
But I'll give you. So it is graded as number 4.
So that's like
First
4
edition.
condition. That's, I don't know, 5 grand.
Oh,
No,
so this
no,
is a
actually,
poor
that's-
condition, is it?
Yeah, 4 would be a poor condition.
Oh well, this one's going for 38,000.
Jesus Christ. And that's a
I don't know if
4.
you can see that. Hang on, let me bring it to the. Sorry for the Spotify listeners, but I'm currently showing.
Okay.
Thanks, mate. So I'm currently showing. Oh,
Yeah.
there's my messages coming through as well. Just let
Yeah.
me- 38. It's not focusing.
It's not going to focus.
No, but anyway.
But anyway, the point's there.
£38,000 for a Charizard Pokemon card, which
And it's a
we
grade
probably at
4.
some point added in our life.
A 4 is poor. They grade them 1 to 10, 10 being the ultimate.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so,
so,
so 4 is obviously not good.
right.
Obviously, there is ungraded.
But
so it's
these have to be like first edition cards, right? Like the first
must
to
be.
have come
It must
out.
be that's where it's from. Because it's not being graded for that.
No, it's mental, isn't it? That's actually crazy.
What about yourself then? Going on your top 3.
Top 3 games.
three? I think. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
No, I was going to say just why I thought you were thinking. Things like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot.
See,
you have to give all them a special mention
You
because
have
when we
to.
were growing up, they were the games.
you have to. And I think they paved the way for a lot of the games that you see
Yeah.
kind of nowadays anyway, for like sort of like the adventure stuff anyway, I think. Well, maybe not so much now because the games are just out of this world now. It's just they like mini movies basically, well, they're movies basically. But I think if we're going on the side of like the games or the things that have had the most impact on myself,
Yeah.
I would have to say the Pokemon games for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I was on that Game Boy for time.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
I
just-
was on that for time.
But also the Game Boy. Let's just go back a minute. It was you couldn't play it at night in your bed
No, you
because
can see
there was no
shit all.
screen unless
No.
you bought the light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's just take that
Do you,
back as
do
well.
you
yeah?
remember? Do you remember like the camera? You had to buy a camera,
Yes.
put it in, and you took a picture. You could print
And
it
it would
off.
print a picture. It was so
and it was
bad.
like,
bro.
mate, 2
but back then,
megapixels.
you would think it was
Banging,
amazing.
like, it's the best ideas.
And do you remember the cable you got so you could battle other people?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Mate, we're going back in
Mate,
the day,
We
mate.
are so old.
Wow, that is. But to see how it all is now
Yeah.
is mental.
But you show kids them now, they'd just be like, "What
What's
the hell
that?
is this?"
Was it
You
like
know?
1940s?
I bought my son because they have switches and iPads and all this sort of gear at home, right? But I bought him this like because he loves Mario, right? I bought him this little thing, and I think it was it wasn't a Game Boy, but it was like a little handheld. I don't know, it's probably 2 times a credit card. That's the size of it, right? And I remember, I think they were around years and years ago, but they re-brought them out, and I bought it for him, and he thought it was cool for a little while, but then it was like, what is it? This is like just a really old thing.
Yeah.
And although it was Mario, it was like, yeah, if I can just play the Switch.
Like a bit.
Yeah, so
Real life Mario's on the
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? To think how far it's come. I think the top like video games that I played. I think the last 2, because I'd say Pokemon's number 1. 2 would be Red Dead Redemption 2. I think
Okay.
that game for me was just the story in that. It's I've never been so connected to a character.
I've just started playing it.
Mate, I think it's
Only
really
just.
good.
And a friend of mine from work, Rob, you will never listen to this, but shout out anyway. He just gave me a book that you
Right.
can follow.
Oh, sick.
Best places to get,
Oh, that's cool.
weapons and all
Yeah.
sorts types of things. But I've gone off the game.
Oh, why?
Sick of running around on a horse.
Oh, yeah.
It's driving me mad. I'm sick of it. Give me a car.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand it's the time, but give me a car.
Yeah.
Just invent a car in that time.
Yeah.
Any, I probably haven't been that deep in it. I think I'm like 12% in. Nothing has gripped me yet where I think, oh, I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Have you done? You're doing the story, right?
yeah, doing the story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what the last one I done. I went and threatened some vicar in a building or something. It was like,
Oh, okay.
don't think it's for me.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's for the long. It's a long game.
Everybody says how brilliant it
Yeah,
is.
it
But
is
I
great.
started playing it, I was like, not sure if I'm playing the same
Yeah.
game as what everyone tells me
Yeah,
is brilliant.
yeah.
Or maybe I'm just too early into it. And I
I
haven't
had the
seen
same thing with Grand Theft Auto 5.
it. Okay. So I
Everyone
love
was like,
Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
right, so everyone was like, "Oh, the story's amazing." I
Mm.
kind of had the similar, like, I think the opening, you're doing something with like repossessing cars or something.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, "What
Yeah.
am I repossessing? I don't know what I'm doing." But like, I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is the further you get into it,
Mm.
the deeper the story goes, the more you sort of connect with characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
really
think
cool.
maybe I didn't give it a chance.
Yeah.
So I think there is that as well.
I mean, I think I'm doing the same. With you.
So I'm not slating it because a lot of people say how much they like that game.
Of course,
so,
yes. You're just
yeah.
going based off your opinion.
Yeah.
And what you played so far, which is fair enough. But also, I think the last game that has always had an effect on me is The Last of Us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fucking amazing game.
And you done that? You done a series on YouTube, didn't you?
No, that was a different one. I was going to
what
do
was
the last.
that?
That
What
was
Oh, The Last of Us. Okay, I've never played The Last of Us,
it's
but
like a zombie game thing.
I can picture the
Yeah.
front cover.
Yeah, amazing
Yeah,
game.
okay.
They do a very good job on like really leaving you in like an intense moments, in like gripping moments where you're like on the edge of your seat, man. It's really good. And
It's a PlayStation game though, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. That's why I've never played it.
Exactly.
I've always been an Xbox
Yeah, of course.
sort of player,
I was trying to find that game that you said that I can't remember.
What was the game you done with
Little
the little
Nightmares.
guy, Little Nightmares?
Yeah, great game.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Little Nightmares 2. Actually, in fact, I'll say that's a game that really left a mark on me.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I would say they're the three games that have had the biggest impact on me. I do have another question for you whilst we're on the topic of
Yeah, no worries.
restaurants. How long are we in?
We're 2 minutes off an hour.
Lovely. Yeah, all right. A bit of a random question, this one then, mate.
Yeah, let's go.
If you could do anything for charity, what charity would you do it for, and what would you do?
If I could sit on my sofa and do absolutely nothing and raise loads of money,
yeah.
absolutely.
Great, Quinton.
Oh, is it? Okay.
You know how people do like skydiving, they do
Hmm.
climb on a mountain, or like ride,
Yeah,
or do a
that is
marathon, or like, all this sort of stuff. Is there anything that doesn't have to necessarily be
The
that?
thing is, for me, like anything physical, I'm too lazy at. Too lazy. Like swimming, the channel.
That's
No,
crazy.
No chance.
Yeah.
Climbing a mountain, no chance.
Would you?
Do you remember back in the day, people would sit in baths of beans?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember someone we went to school with, Bertie, did that? I remember he did
Did
that.
he?
Yeah.
For how long?
I don't remember how long it was for,
I
but I
don't
just
remember
remember that the whole sort of sponsoring thing was.
Oh shit.
Um,
Sit in a bath of beans.
I think charity wise would be something around mental health, probably. Maybe more men's mental health, not to eliminate anybody, but
Something you can.
it's massive in men, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the suicide rates.
It's high. But it's massive.
Does it? I'm not saying it doesn't exist for women.
No.
Totally
But
does.
there's charities for these things for a reason.
I think going on to something you want to discuss in future, men don't talk about it, and that's obvious. I think so. I think something around that. As into what? That is a good thing. Do you know what? Probably a live stream of some sort.
I was going to say this. You know how people do like 24-hour live streams or something like that?
Probably something like that. 24, 48 hours, maybe something like that.
Yeah, imagine that.
It'd be hard. I don't know how I do it, but something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe even a 24-hour podcast,
Yeah.
and you had different guests at different times.
Could
Maybe
you
that
imagine?
would be quite interesting.
Jesus.
It'd be hard to
That'd
find your
be
guests. I think
difficult. Every 2 hours or something, or every
you'd have to do every 2 hours
4 or 5 hours
maybe.
or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
Mad.
that'd be nuts. But probably something like that, I'd say. But
That's quite interesting. I watched a guy called Super GT, who's like a Gran Turismo sim racing
okay,
YouTuber,
yeah,
and I love racing, so I watch all that sort of stuff anyway. And he done how many laps was it around? The Nürburgring, which is like the longest track in the world.
Okay.
It takes a long time. It's like 10 minutes to get around this track. It's
okay.
crazy.
But you're gonna say like 10 hours, and you said
No,
10 minutes. I was like, okay, doesn't sound that long. But round a track,
Around a
it's
track,
long.
yeah, it's long. He done, I think it was 200 laps,
Oh Jesus Christ!
and he was on the live stream for like a good.
I bet, yeah.
I think it was over 20.
So he wasn't in an actual car. You mean he was playing?
He
a
was
game?
sim racing. Yeah, I mean he took breaks and stuff, but he was
Yeah.
streaming all
Okay, got
the
it.
way
Got
through,
it.
and he raised a good amount of money for that, and shout out to him because that must have been.
Yeah,
good.
that's hard work.
Yeah, really, and to concentrate and race and do all that sort of stuff at the same time is like, and then to talk and mad, absolutely crazy.
There is a guy I watch on Twitch, which I mentioned before. His Twitch name is Who Built the Ark. His name is Noah. Who Built the Ark? Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark,
okay.
Yeah, sure.
And every year he does 24-hour streams.
That's cool.
And I try and watch as much as I can, but I can't stay up for 24 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But even that in itself must be nuts.
Yeah.
Just 24 hours, no sleep. You have to game because that's what he's doing.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to. You can obviously talk if you want to, but he's a gamer, so he games. And it's like, how do you play games for 24 hours?
Yeah.
And not just get bored?
Bored.
You know, like,
yeah, and like just restless as well. Like I'd be wanting to move around and like get up and do something. Otherwise, you have to.
Well, it's funny because this year, I watched him up till, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning or something it was for me. He's 5 hours behind us, so it's probably 10 in the evening for him. And when I woke up, he was just saying, right, I'm just going to have a little nap because I'm tired. So I'll leave the stream on, we'll be on, but we're going to have a nap together, half hour, blah, blah, blah. And I think he slept for like 2-3 hours.
No way.
And everyone's like trying to wake him up and that. It was so funny though. But like, I don't blame him because I just don't know how you do it. That must be tough.
Yeah,
you know?
Extremely. I agree.
I mean, the longest I streamed for was probably something like 6 hours. Wow. And even after then, I was like, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
This is so much hard work.
Yeah, mad. I commend people that go through that.
I think, do you know what I struggled with streaming, right? Is because I loved streaming and it was brilliant and all that sort of stuff. I don't love games enough to stream. Get very bored very quickly.
Yeah.
So
6 hours for you on one game is. It
was hard, man. It's hard because at some points you feel like you're doing it just because you want to stream. So you're forcing yourself to do it. And I said I love streaming. I had a handful of people that would come in all the time, and I loved it because they still support me to this day. So big up everyone. But I just didn't love the gaming side of things. And I'm not entertaining enough, I don't feel, to do anything else. What am I going to do in a stream? Yeah. I don't have enough content to edit or thumbnails to edit or, that sort of thing. So it's hard. It's like, what do you stream? I've got nothing to stream. Basically.
We should do a chosen podcast.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
I think we should do that. I think that'd be quite fun.
That'd be quite cool.
Leave your comments below if you would join us on that stream, guys. Let us know. Yeah, mate. Well, I mean, that's my questions for the podcast. Yeah. I have one more question, but I think, like as we've spoken off camera, I think we should maybe do that on
that's cool.
a separate.
We'll do that separately.
Yeah, I think it deserves its own.
I feel like that's something I want to look into as well.
I'll send you some stuff, guys. You'll find out what this is sooner or later. But I think that's going to be a separate episode than just a. I think it deserves more time. Is what I'm trying to say.
I agree.
Yeah, mate. Have you got anything?
I haven't, but we'll go with your weekly question. I'll ask you this week.
Weekly question. Here we go.
How are you doing? How's your week been?
Very good, mate. Very good.
How are you mentally?
Do you know what? I'm okay. I'm good. I think I'm good. There are a few things at the moment that are on my mind,
Mm.
like life stuff. Boilers packed in my new flat.
Oh, really?
Fucking chances of that. Getting that sorted out.
The only thing I will say is not cold. I don't feel cold.
No, right?
That's a
Yeah,
good thing.
yeah. And I think that's because it's all raising up. All the heat's like kind of
True.
raised. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's well insulated enough. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's sometimes in the morning it's a little bit cold. But anyway, but like adult stuff, man, like just things are just on my mind. It's just like, But I mean, aside from that, I think I'm good. I feel good. I feel happy. I feel content. I feel as if I am on a steady path. I think I could be doing a lot more, but I think I'm giving myself this last month to relax and just. I've done a lot this year and I'm just taking it easy and kind of enjoying these moments. And when the new year hits, I'll crack on with that. But aside from that, I think I'm good. I'm not too bad. How about yourself, man?
I'm all right. I say every week, don't I? Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm
all right. I think I've been quite miserable. Moody. Moody's the word, not miserable.
This isn't because it's Christmas.
It's not because it's Christmas.
Right,
I'm moody for that anyway.
I'm just double checking.
It's not Christmas. I've just been moody, man. I don't know why. This is one thing I will always say, right? People always try and look for a why. People always say to you, oh, why that? Why, there must be a reason. Sometimes there's just no reason. Just moody.
Just how you feel.
Just feeling down at the minute. Don't feel down, by the way. Just moody. Just generally moody, But the problem with that is you take it out on the people you love, which I take out on my wife. So, hopefully this week things will improve.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm generally all right. Just a bit sort of, just a bit moody. That's the best way I can say it.
Yeah.
But generally okay.
Good. Well,
generally okay.
I'm glad that's the case. I think I agree with you sometimes. I think it's even if there isn't, if you don't think there isn't the answer to the why question, or like there's a reason as to why this is happening, even if you can't find that, it's not a bad thing. I just think life sometimes just gets people like that. Do you know
I think it's acknowledging it, isn't it?
100%.
Just acknowledge. Okay, I'm being
this is
moody.
How I'm feeling,
you know, and but I do it with lots of things. I will read into everything. Yeah. So anything that happens, I'll deep read into. Why did that happen? Any situation that you can think of, I will deep think into it. And then I really wind myself up and I piss myself off, and I end up going, well, fuck, I'm not doing this then. Well, that person hasn't done this, and that, well, fuck them then.
Yeah.
But in reality, all you've done is sat there and totally wound yourself up.
Yeah.
You don't know any situation, And also factor in other people have bad days as well. And so just because someone might not have replied to you, or someone hasn't agreed to something you want to do, some other people have bad days, and it's acknowledging that happens, And I think that's part of just growing as a person is realizing.
Well, I guess once you realize it, you have an understanding of what potentially is going on, or like within yourself, or a scenario that's around you.
And I'm a huge overthinker, and I'm just, especially at work, like everyone says the same thing. I'm sort of known for being a deep thinker, overthinking things, which sometimes I think is justified. So I'm not going to say it's completely on me. There are things that are justified, in my opinion.
I agree.
But it might just be a different person wouldn't read into it as deep as I would.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's anything wrong in certain circumstances being an overthinker. I think it's quite mature to ask questions and be intrigued and inquisitive about certain things. And I don't blame you, man.
But no, generally okay.
Generally okay. Good.
Bit moody. That's it. It'll pass. These things always pass.
Right?
Phases, 100%. Maybe it's the weather. Who knows? Although it's always horrible in England, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We get a week in the summer and that's it.
Yeah, too right.
I think just before you end, I think definitely on next week, I'm going to say this out loud so we remember. I want to talk about goals for next year.
Love that. It's coming to the end of the year, so
think about that.
Yeah.
During the week.
Yeah, we'll do.
Because I've got some things I want to achieve, and I think also, as I discussed earlier on, doing things that people might take the piss out of you for, but why not? It's a laugh, man. Like, as I said, and I know that people will take the piss, but recording some sort of music where it's definitely not going to be singing, because I definitely can't sing, but something music related. Why not? I want to be able to like stand in the studio and do it and go through the process. Why? Because I can.
Yeah.
No other reason.
Why not?
Doesn't mean anything's going to be released or anything.
Yeah, but for your own self.
But let's do something. Why not experience these things while you're alive? Because 100%. When you're dead, you're dead. It's over. Game over. You didn't achieve anything.
You might as well see it now, right?
So why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Agreed.
You know? It's often like I think to myself about things like YouTube, and we're posting to YouTube, and why are you trying to be a YouTuber? I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. Yeah. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like that's all part and parcel if you ever get there.
Yeah.
Good luck sort of thing. Yeah. But no, so yeah, to think about things, man, because I've got some things.
Cool. I like that. I love that topic. We'll definitely do that next week for sure.
Right, let's end it, man, because I keep buying in.
All right, then, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed our conversation, and I hope you get involved in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you wish. Follow us on Spotify,
Samsung Podcasts, Apple all Music, all that.
Absolutely, go and lap it up, and your support is always appreciated by us, guys. And follow our socials as well. Why not? We're going to post some TikTok videos and stuff on there, and Insta videos and stuff, so you can get involved and interact with our content as well. We always want to hear from you guys. So yeah. I think that's it from me. That's it from Daniel.
That's it from me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. As always, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I hope you like the setup today.
Yeah, you might see this a little bit more often.
Laid back. It's comfortable.
Casual, isn't it?
It's very casual.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I actually feel not to put Mark in a corner, but I feel more comfortable here than I did in the last place. I feel like this is so much more comfortable.
We'll do this here.
We got him on camera. Do you see how I set him up there? No, I'm joking.
Shit.
no, but honestly though, like
but the thing is,
we've got options. I think is the point.
Yeah, whenever you can make it round, you can. You're more than welcome.
Yeah.
Man. All right, guys.
Let's end this thing.
Yeah.
I keep buying in.
By the way,
here we go. Yeah.
Guys, please follow us and subscribe, and we will talk to you and chat to you later.
See you later.
Peace.